Welcome to BlackUSA.news morning show. I'm your host, William Honolulu Jr. Join us as we explore the news and opinions that impact our community. We break down how the major stories have a very personal, local, and racial impact. No topic is off limits, but even if the conversation gets rough, we're always going to keep it real. Greetings and salutations, all my friends out there in internet land. I am William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege and honor of serving as the host of the Black USA News morning show. Good morning. Remember when you were young? Well, some of you all remember you were young. When you get into kindergarten or whatever, they had that song, Good Morning to You, Good Morning to... Okay, so maybe it was just me, maybe. Whatever, it's a great day. It's a great day because guess what I get to do? I get to spend this entire time with you today talking about a wonderful organization that I get to volunteer for, that I get to serve with, Fosterpreneur. We have highlighted them a number of times on the show, and the president and CEO of Fosterpreneur, Erica Myers. She's been on the show a couple of times, especially during the month of Black Women. She was on. But I want to talk about Fosterpreneur today again because we have this amazing partnership that's going on with Casa Valentina. And, well, you know what? I'm going to get to why I want to talk about them later. Let me make sure y'all know the logo I'm talking about. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we're going to be talking about today, all right? This is what we're going to be talking about. As always, want to start the show off with a big shout out to the super producer, Kyle Crazy Horse Morgan, and assistant producer, Brandy Raymar. It is amazing to have a team of people to support you as you navigate through these waters because it's rough. It really is. And having a great support system means the world. Also, big up to my personal assistant, Grace Awaka. Thank you for being incredibly supportive and just keeping it moving, keeping us moving. Whew. Oh, today is actually National Upsy Daisy Day. Upsy Daisy. Sounds a little cheesy, but what it is a movement, not really a movement, an acknowledgement day that we should allow positivity in our lives. What are they? There's a lot of songs about the idea of being knocked down and then getting up, like Captain Marvel, that whole MCU thing. That was about getting knocked down and getting back up. National Upsy Daisy Day, same thing. Realizing that sometimes we get knocked down, but it is very important that we get up. And it's very important that you help others when you see them down. The reality is that we do not have a true obligation to help anybody. That's real talk. It is unfortunate, but that's real talk. But if it does not harm you to help someone, why not? You have no idea how that help, how that support, how that act of kindness can transform their day. And I know that's asking for a lot right now because most of us don't have a lot more to give. It is rough out here. Which is even more the reason we need to step up and help when we can. Now, again, I'm not asking anybody to, overextend yourself or to harm yourself to help others. I'm not asking you for that. But if you can, be nice. Help somebody up. Reach out your hand and just say Upsy Daisy. Well, depending on where you are, you might not want to say Upsy Daisy. You might not want to do that. Hey, what's up, Michael? Michael from Tampa is checking in. I appreciate the regular listeners, and I, you know what? I don't even have to see her up here yet. I know Erica Morgan is on here. I'm about to say Erica Myers because we're gonna talk about Erica Myers today. But I know Erica Morgan on here. I don't even got to see her to know she's around. Let's see what else. Yesterday, I think Titillating Tuesday was yesterday. Oh my God! Big up to my co-host. Stacy Dennis, and she brought in her mentor, Dr. Yi Wong. Oh, it was such an amazing conversation. And you all know, conversations with me on the topic of sex could get a little juvenile at times. My inner 13-year-old always wants to come out and giggle a little bit or make some kind of inappropriate dad joke. But yesterday, it was a great show. It was very educational, and we covered a lot of ground. We talked religion, we talked about oppression, we talked about the intersection of it all. And Dr. Yi Wong, she is amazingly well researched, well read, and well presented. And it was fun, and it was fun too. So if you didn't check out Titillating Tuesdays, go ahead. Well, after this show, go ahead back and check that out. You will not be disappointed. Um, but at the end of the show yesterday, I told you all I wasn't sure what today's show was going to look like. Family from Frontline News. What's up, fam? Make sure you check out Frontline News. When does that come on? Drop it in the comments when Frontline News comes on. And make sure that you all check them out. We have an amazing programming on BlackUSA.news, and you all should always check it out. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to make sure that you know when you're getting the latest and greatest updates. But yeah, at the end of yesterday's show, I said I wasn't quite sure how today's show was going to go because I was getting the tooth pulled. Okay. Frontline News, Mondays at 6 p.m. Whoop, whoop. Make sure you check it out. So I said I would get my tooth pulled yesterday, and I went to Dental Dreams on Bel Air Road, and they have no idea that I'm doing this. And I had a really good experience. Now, I was in the waiting room a while, so y'all know I may not keep it 100, but I keep it 85. If I'm gonna tell y'all something was good, I'm gonna put it in its proper context. Waited in the waiting room for a while, but that was a thing. But the service I received once I got called back was amazing. The dentist, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. This was my first time going to get first time going. It was a tooth extraction. They did an amazing job. And look, I'm talking today, talking. And you got to be clear, I am terrified of the dentist. I absolutely am. Because of some my family's teeth. Yeah, my sons are so lucky because my ex-wife has stronger teeth than we do. Yeah, but I have had very scary dental experiences, and so what happens is that my anxiety gets high, but they took great care of me. So I just wanted to shout out. When we find something good, we let everybody know. Well, we should. Sometimes we spend more time letting people know about the bad things than the good things, but we working on that. Let me tell you a little bit about my company and what we do. Hi, my name is William Honolulu Jr., and I'm the host of the Black USA News Morning Show and the president of the Grinding Gang Incorporated. The Grinding Gang is an organization that helps small business owners in the nonprofit and for-profit communities figure out how to make sense of all the noise. There's a lot of information out there, and sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. We help you develop business plans. We help you figure out what to do with a lot of the information you receive. And we also help you figure out how to become more profitable. We also host a variety of workshops. You can check out our next workshop on grant writing right here. So that's what we do. That's how we can help you. And we are always looking to help. Especially for you all who have like nonprofit programs in the community who are really in helping our communities survive. When you look at the data on Black communities, the reality is that by the numbers, it doesn't make sense for these communities to even exist. When the cost of living is above 30,000 minimum for a family of four, and you have some of these communities where the average income for a family of four is 14,000. Well, how are they surviving? And what we find is when we really get into the community and we really look into it, what we find is that we have people in the community who have taken the responsibility for their neighbors on themselves. Again, it's really great that it's on Upsy Daisy Day, not Oopsie, because that's a different day. Upsy Daisy Day. We have people in the community who are handing out food, who are coordinating efforts to check on seniors. Real talk. I am so grateful in my personal life for organization like Food and Friends down in Prince George's County that really helps my mom maintain dietary regularity because of her health conditions. I'm grateful for the Department of Aging down in Prince George's County too, big up. And the volunteers there, because guess what? They check on my mother on a regular basis. Now, I'm grateful when I can and my brothers and sisters can, but it is always good to know that there's a little extra support. And that's what we're talking about. So Big up to everybody in the community that's doing the damn thing. And by the way, if you want, if you're not able to afford tickets, always make sure you know that you can apply and you could win tickets from Black USA News. Because for us, the bigger deal is to make sure that the information gets out and we help as many people as possible. Because otherwise, what the hell is the purpose of being here? Real talk. All right. Big up to Career Communications and STEM City USA. Thank you for supporting us as we are the first Black media company to stream live in the metaverse. Verse. And actually, real talk, my show was the first one. So I just wanted to make sure that you realize that y'all watching history right here. Make sure you understand that. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Today, the conversation is going to center around Fosterpreneur. Fosterpreneur is an amazing organization. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Yolanda. Will leave your number. Actually, let me just go ahead and put it in the comments for you. It's probably not that most of. Whoops, I did that wrong. I did that wrong. You know what? I'm just gonna hit you up. I typed that number all wrong. Type that number. My bad. And/or sorry. That should be 470-5427. My bad. But Fosterpreneur is an organization that was founded by Erica Myers, this wonderful young lady here. She founded Fosterpreneur because, and as she tells you in her story during the month of Black Women, because she had a traumatic experience. She had been told that if she did all of these things, she would be able to basically write her own ticket. And when she got to her dream job, when she got to the place that she knew was for her, the rug got pulled out from under her. And some people may say, like, well, that's not traumatic. You just didn't get a job. But that's one of the things about trauma that we really do need to understand. There is no societal metric for trauma. Trauma is about the person who experiences the event and how that manifests and how that reflects on them. And so she had worked in Miami with this incredible organization called Casa Valentina. Let me go ahead and show you them. Casa Valentina is an organization that Erica has taken the partnership with, not just her experience as an employee and a volunteer there, but also has made them partners of Fosterpreneur. Let me tell you a little bit about Casa Valentina. They provide youth who are at risk for falling between the cracks and alumni of the foster care system safe and affordable housing, life skills, and continued support so they can achieve and maintain self-sufficiency. Casa Valentina is located in Miami and does amazing work. When Erica first brought them up as potential partners, I had to jump on the interwebs and do some research about them, and I found out that they are an amazing organization. They are everything that she suggested that they are, and so I'm really happy about that partnership. But as Erica developed after that partnership, Erica realized that as she was working with a lot of the youth there to get jobs and things like that, they found a lot of pushback from the system. People, because maybe they didn't have the right educational background or their ability to communicate, or they may have had some criminal background, survival crimes like stealing. And so what she did is she realized that if they could start businesses, they may be able to move forward and be able to get the stuff that they wanted, be able to, you know what, Michael, you trying to get an invitation on, well, you got an invitation on the show. That's one that I would love to talk about. Michael just left a comment about nonprofits many nonprofits are looking at the handout part as opposed to developing the capacity to make have all of their needs met, and that's grinding game for real. And actually, that's what Fosterpreneur has been doing. And so as she started realizing that one of the solutions for the students that she was working with, may be entrepreneurship, she ended up relocating to Baltimore, and she started, and this was like 2014, 2013 or 14. And she started putting together, like trying to do more research about what the system looked like and what students needed to do for entrepreneurship. And through a series of random of referrals, she ended up talking to me. And we talk about the first meeting often, and unfortunately, this is not necessarily her experiences in an isolated one. But she was like, she came and she told me stuff about her business. I looked through some of her work, and then apparently I tore it to shreds. Apparently, I suggested to her that there was, this is the problem here, this is the problem there, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to talk to. And she said she went back and told her boyfriend at the time, like, who does he think he is? And he said, but was he wrong though? And when she calmed down, and when she got less angry or less offended and looked at my notes, she was like, okay, these are actually good. And then she came back and asked me would I want to volunteer. And I told her, like, so long as it's not bullshit, I'm in. Yeah, I actually said that part. And this was like 2015, and I've had an amazing time. This has been an incredible opportunity to help Fosterpreneur, I would call it Fosterpreneurs, help alumni of the foster care system really get a chance to understand that they can build business, that they can do it. And so I want to tell you a little bit about how we do it and things like that. But first, a big shout out, because again, team is everything. This young lady here, Deidre Watkins, she is the secretary of Fosterpreneur and has been down since 2015, 16 as well, and has really brought some meaningful perspective to our deliberations and to our board activities. And she actually went through the program herself. So that's a big up. Also, big up to Adi Duarte. She's a former board member, but one of the inaugural ones. And also, she was our treasurer, and she really added value and helped us step up our game. And really, because she has experience as a foster youth or in foster care, she was able to bring a very unique perspective and ensure that we stayed focused on doing what was best for our fosterpreneurs and not necessarily what we as outsiders thought should happen to them. And that is one of the key components. If you are out there doing community work, if you're out there trying to help somebody, talk to them. Make sure that, especially at high level decisions, strategic decisions, and significant tactical decisions, their voice needs to be one of the loudest at the table. Because if you are not helping them, then what the hell are you doing? A lot of times we look at people in their circumstances and believe that they can't change them themselves, or that they need us or something like that. So, and it makes us feel wonderful, but it's not always true. We need to make sure that we respect the people that we are engaging with, that we understand them and make sure that we are doing it for them, not to make us feel good, because they have practical genius. And we've talked about this a number of times. One of the things that we were able to talk through in our meeting, especially with Adi's input, is whether we wanted to identify the participants in the program as fosterpreneurs, students, or participants. I came from the educational perspective, from education and trauma perspective, in that a lot of students had issues in formal educational settings. So calling them students may create an artificial barrier, or trying to fit into this mold of trying to find the right answer. And from an instructor's perspective, I was like, I don't want that. But at the same time, calling them participants seemed like a factory kind of thing, and disingenuous or disengaged. Calling them fosterpreneurs, one of the questions was, do they want to be noticed as being associated as an alumni of the foster care system? That's a really big deal, because there are stereotypes and stigmas that go along with that designation. And did we really want that to be part of their experience with us? And with Adi, she was able to talk to us about that process, about that experience. And it was like, oh, okay. And so we were able to make sure that as we kind of tier the process, that we talk to them as students and participants kind of interchangeably. And then as they get more comfortable with the program, then we call them fosterpreneurs. But along the way, this is the biggest thing. We talk to them about it and ask them. It's like, hey, Do you mind? And we make sure that they understand that this is a program for them. And if we're not doing things that benefit them, then we need to rethink what we're doing. Also, if there's something, kind of the have to's, like, if you have to fill out a form or if you have to do this, we understand that we have to be able to explain the rationale and the benefit of it. So it's not just enough to say, hey, you all need to make sure you're here on time for this, just because they're grown-ups. And their circumstances don't dictate who they are. Their circumstances should not dictate how we respect them. May dictate how we treat them depending on the context, but they are still human beings, period. At the bare minimum, they should be treated as such. And so having the conversation and involving everybody, all of the stakeholders in it, because everybody has a part to play. And so that's been one of the great parts about having the board that we have and Erica's leadership. Oh, and for me, I'm also on the board. I am the chair of the board. We also have two new board members. One of them, Miss Ashley Tate. You all know Ashley. She also has been a guest on the show. She is an author and a survivor. Literally, people have tried to kill her. And she keeps coming back, and she is raising 3 amazing and beautiful little girls and teaching them that they can achieve, that they are so much more than their circumstances. And she literally, and be clear about this, she literally has worked her way out of poverty in her lifetime. Hell, since I've known her, she has moved from just having dreams of hopefully one day being able to afford her just the necessities of life, to having a full-time job, to growing her business, to getting capital infusion in her business, to expanding her business and starting to do journals and classes and programs to help women like her who didn't have the support. And so again, this is the type of program that Fosterpreneur is. This is the way that we engage. We also have Anthony McCrae. I don't have a picture of Anthony right now, but he's gonna give us a video clip from him on what he's learned during the program. But speaking of video clips, let me tell you a little bit more about the Fosterpreneur program in general.
Hello, my name is William Honolulu Jr., and I have the privilege of being the chair of the board and the lead instructor for Fosterpreneur Incorporated. And I want to tell you a little bit about what we do and why we do it. Our mission is to provide entrepreneurial support and resources to alumni of the foster care system and underserved youth so that they are inspired and equipped with mindset development and coaching to become successful entrepreneurs. Our vision is to develop a new generation of leaders who achieve their dreams, live their passion, and are able to be their authentic and whole selves. Underlying our mission and vision is the knowledge that personal characteristics like resilience, tenacity, adaptability, and problem solving are as important to entrepreneurs as funding, experience, and education. Many alumni of the foster care system have those characteristics that will propel them to be successful entrepreneurs. We believe that with our trauma-informed approach to entrepreneurial training and social emotional support, we can help these leaders grow their businesses and their dreams. At the core of the Fosterpreneur model is the social, emotional, and business support we provide. We provide the support to not only people who are actively in a Fosterpreneur cohort, but we provide the ongoing support to members of the alumni network as well. We do weekly check-ins while they are in the Fosterpreneur program. We provide them opportunities to network with business leaders and other professionals who may be able to be resource partners in the future. Each of them receives business mentorship on an on-demand basis. We have a knowledge library of videos and books and articles that they have perpetual access to. We are developing and growing our very robust alumni network, and they're able to access that during and after the program. We have business evaluation tools and data gathering tools that they have access to and can continue to use as they grow their business enterprises. We do monthly check-ins once they become alumni of the program, And we also try to help them find access to capital. There have been a couple of our alumni who we've been able to help access capital and other resources to grow their business. And most of all, our trauma informed approach, where we focus on helping them make decisions, gather information, and navigate the sometimes rough emotional waters of being an entrepreneur. The Fosterpreneur model focuses in on practical application of business principles. So we take all of the aspects of business and we break them down into the decisions that need to be made and the activities that need to be engaged. We start off by focusing in on the mindset. We start to get our members of our cohort to understand the genius that they bring to the table, how to get beyond some of the limitations that other people will place on them in their entrepreneurial journey. We also focus very heavily on ensuring the distinction between facts and feelings. While they are both important to business development, it is important to understand where they are different. We talk about the target customer and how that informs the market. We talk about not just traditional marketing, but really focusing in on the practical application of making your target customer aware that your business exists. Then we transition from that awareness into the engagement, which would be similar to a traditional sales model where we get the customer to commit to giving them money. And when you move beyond engagement, it's delivery, where you actually deliver your service or your product to your target customer. And evaluation is part of our process for everything. When you are looking at the regulations, that's more about the business environment and the landscape, and that includes your contracts, your government agencies, and things like that. Operations focus on the management of the business, who's in charge, who does what, and what activities do they engage. And then there's risk. What are the things that are going to disrupt the flow of money, to harm your reputation, or to expose you to legal liability? And finally, how does all of this work to describe the story of your finances? And how do you navigate your finances in a way that helps your business grow? All of these things together is what we believe makes Fosterpreneur special. Thank you for your time, and let's continue with the graduation.
Cool, cool. Is that gone yet? Okay, there we go. There we go. I didn't know. I was like, am I still there? So I figured that it would be easier for me because you know how y'all know how I get. I get excited when I start talking about stuff I love. And I was concerned that I would just, move around, jump around, stuff like that. So wanted to give you all kind of a background on how we do Fosterpreneur. Um, it is an amazing program, and not just amazing because I'm one of the teachers or that I'm part of it, but like the impact that we have on our students. Actually, let me give you this is a video by Reggie, one of our students, one of our alumni actually.
Hey everybody, my name is Reggie, and the name of my business is Black Boy Joy Music Consulting, also called BBJ Music Consulting, which is a subsidiary of Black Boy Joy Enterprises, also known as BBJ Enterprises. BBJ Music Consulting is a boutique consulting agency that helps independent artists succeed in their careers. We do this by educating our clients on the best practices within the music industry. BBJ Music Consulting is based in Brooklyn, New York. We inform every artist on how to become more connected and engaged with their audience. Our services focus on branding, social media marketing, music publishing, and artist development. I decided to start this company because there are so many artists and there is so much raw talent within the music industry that is undiscovered. And I believe that it's my job to educate those on how to really navigate through the music business. I am confident that BBJ Music Consulting can bring so much value to our clients. Through our consultations, we'll be able to help artists utilize the tools that they need in order to succeed within the music business. From the Fosterpreneur program, I learned that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to not know everything, but it's important to start somewhere. For me, the most impactful part of the program was simply having point people that I can go to ask questions. William and Erica have done a great job at providing us with the resources that we need in order to succeed in business. In my opinion, in order to succeed in business, you must really know who your clients are. You must understand what they want. You must understand the target market that you're going for and what they need and how you can fulfill that need. If you'd like to learn more about BBJ Music Consulting or the services that we offer, please feel free to reach out to me via email at rherring.bbjent@gmail.com.
That's what I'm talking about. That is Reggie. Black Boy Joy, he has done an amazing job really helping artists and tapping into his own skills and things like that. Doing an amazing job. And it's so funny, I get tongue tied. Y'all know that's not normal, but I get tongue tied when I'm talking about them because it's so incredible just to watch the growth and development. Many of them come in shy and unsure, not quite confident in their ability. But as we navigate through the program, they start really anchoring in and understanding their practical genius. One of the things that I kind of want to go back to Casa Valentina, the organization that we're partnering with this summer. And this summer, we're going to take a cohort of students students from Casa Valentina, and we're going to provide them the Fosterpreneur experience. We're going to help them understand and learn how to develop their own business plan. More than just having this business plan document that you share with other people, the biggest thing about the process is it's designed to help them to develop the executive decision-making skills, enhance their executive thinking skills, and also get them to see the link between their actions and outcomes. We do this while at the same time balancing the notion that sometimes your outcomes have no reflection on your input. You know, how many times have we found ourselves saying, why do bad things happen to good people? Or why do good things happen to bad people? It's understanding how you deal with that. What do you do with all of the information that you get? How do you make these decisions? How do you understand what your own values are? When for many of us, particularly youth that have been in systems that have just told them what to do, when have they really ever had an opportunity to make decisions on their own that were actually novel and had significant impact? Why would we think that a child for whom, or a person for whom we've always filled out forms, when they turn 18, magically, they now understand how to fill out forms, or 21? Why would we think that? Our system specifically is not designed to help students learn how to handle adult life. It is designed to teach them how to continue to follow directions. And so I think one of the things that we do differently at Fosterpreneur is that we integrate that development of agency into the program. That is part of our trauma-informed approach. Because a lot of times trauma is that things happen to you in the world around you that you did not anticipate, and in many cases you could not have prevented. So what we do is we help people start to look around their world and analyze and really are able to break down into the component parts how things happen. So if you were having a negative engagement with someone, well, let's try to walk back the root cause. When did it start? How did it start? What have you done to try to address it? Do you think that there is any hope? And now what are your options? And sometimes we look for the option that helps us feel good, but that's not always the best option. Sometimes that option isn't even available to us. So through the Fosterpreneur program, we're able to help people see that. I mentioned Anthony to you guys before, and I have a video clip of him talking about a little bit of his experience at the Fosterpreneur program.
I feel like my main goal is to be able to give really good customer service. You can have the talent, you can have the product, but if you don't have really good customer service, your business most likely probably won't go nowhere. So I strive myself on having a strong customer service base, and also being able to perform well and give the client the desired vision that they have. I feel like that what makes me stand out from my competitors and other photographers around me. During this 6-week program, I've learned how to think more so in a entrepreneur mindset. At first, I was just kind of willy-nilly, just like that. I have a solid idea of what a business plan might be, or how I could further my business. But after going through the 6-week program with Miss Erica and Mr. William, I realized that there's so much more that I can learn and how to further myself. Yeah, I might have the beginning talent, but now I need the business behind me to back it up. So
Yeah. So he's on our board as well. And when I tell you, this cat has grown his business. We had in the video we talked about, we have follow-up meetings monthly and things like that, or they have access at least when they want to. He and I had a meeting in April, and we were talking about how his business was going and some of the personal things. And he talked about how he was telling me about his bookings in the first quarter of 2021, and compared to the bookings in his first quarter of 2022, this man had a 1,200% increase in the number of bookings year over year, same quarter, 1,200%. That is amazing. We looked at the amount that he spent on social media in 2021 to figure out, what was his return on investment. He had 100-to-1 return on investment. So you might be like, well, is that good or is that bad? So watch this. If you go and look at, just Google whenever you want, return on investment, marketing return on investment, or return on investment of marketing dollars. The good firms, the firms that are getting a lot of money and really pushing it, they are getting 5 or 10-to-1. 10-to-1, and you might be winning awards. This dude got 100-to-1. This is what we talk about, practical genius. He understands his target customer. He goes out there and he gets them. He goes out there and he talks to them. He goes out there, he takes pictures, and he's not afraid to take some risk. And he's also smart enough and has developed the skill set that he takes calculated risks. It's not just, oh, let's see what happens. It is calculated risk. And that is wonderful. Oh, but talking about calculated risks, not a smooth transition at all. And I absolutely, I absolutely own that. But I just wanted to remind you all also that BlackUSA.news is doing continuing coverage of the Maryland 2020 elections. The primary ballots, or the ballots for the primary, they go out, I think, June 9th in Maryland. So we're going to be doing continuing coverage. We've been doing it about once a day for the last week or so. But tomorrow, I believe, the ballots go out. So we're going to be increasing our coverage to 2 or 3 times a day. So just make sure that you take a look out for that, because it's important that as we are talking to candidates, that we're talking to them about what's happening, or hearing from them before we make a decision. Because some of these people, once they get into office, it's actually kind of difficult to get them out. So it's really incumbent upon us that we do a good job of screening them early. All right, so let's get back to talking about Fosterpreneur some more. So Anthony's joining our board. Anthony is amazing. It's so funny, I don't know what other words to use. They are amazing. They are awesome. They are killing the game. And the cool part is that they have created an alumni network. And actually, Ashley was the president for a little of the alumni network. And I think Anthony might be the incoming president of the alumni network. But it's designed, they get together once a month to talk about who needs what kind of resources, what did they learn, how can they support each other, and it is amazing. Again, I'm stuck with that word. The amount of support that they give each other, the amount of support that they engage, and the fact that they always know they can come back and holler at us, that we take really good care of our people. Let me introduce you to another alumni of the program, Cortez.
How's it going? My name is Cortez Bond, and this is my video for the Fosterpreneurs. My business name that I chose, I found out was recently taken, so I got to choose a new business name. The product that I sell is a game truck business. You get to find all your modern day games, but you also get to hang out and chill with your friends. The reason I chose to start a business is because I feel like having a business is the only real way that you get to make money, but also have time on your hands. Customers will purchase my product because it's different. Not a lot of people who have a game truck business. You pull up right in front of your house, in front of your business, and you get to play games for as long as you want. What I learned through the Fosterpreneur program is target market, the ROR mapping process, and AEDE. That stands for awareness, engagement, delivery, and evaluation. The most impactful part of the program for me was that I got to ask any question that I want. Whether it was off topic, Mr. William always had a good answer for every question I had. My business location is my business is mobile, so it doesn't have a specific location. The keys to my business success is hard work, dedication, and consistency. You can contact me on Instagram at Tasmanian, that's TEZ_MANIANN. Thank you.
That's Cortez. Cortez has taken his mobile truck business and actually has one of the things that I am grateful for about the Fosterpreneur program is that we don't stop at I have a business plan and then once I get this, then I can launch my business. One of the things that we do is that your business our policy is that your business is whatever it takes for you to get to your final form. Whatever you need to do tomorrow is also part of your business plan. So when we first started working with Cortez, his thing was, how do I get the resources? So as soon as somebody gives me the resources for this, I can launch it. And it's like, no, bro, let's back it up. And it was amazing, again, amazing, whatever word is it? Because not only did he walk back through the process, he was actually able to, we had Lisa Phillips, you all have seen her on the Donnie Glover show and soon to be a guest here. From Celebrate Us Workforce Development, she started mentoring. She came and spoke to, as an alumni of the foster care system, she came and spoke to our cohort, and guess what? She fell in love with Cortez. She actually spoke at our graduation as well, and she pointed him out to us and was like, hey, I'd like to work with him. And she did. She really helped him refocus his business, helped him access resources, started a pilot program. It was amazing, and he is doing so well. Okay, so I get so excited doing this. I love my job. One of the other reasons that I love my job, again, another segue, is that we get an opportunity to work with organizations like Breadcoin. Breadcoin is an organization that takes your donations and turns them into food for people. And they are able to have food. They are able to get the resources they need with dignity. That's one of the biggest things when it comes to helping people. There is no reason for you to take someone's dignity in order to help them. They should never have to give that up. Because sometimes dignity is one of the things that makes life worth living. That idea, that feeling of being good to yourself, that is a big deal. And what we find is that Breadcoin is an alternative payment system that allows people to maintain their dignity. They go into participating restaurants, they pay with Breadcoin, and nobody knows whether they're a volunteer or whether they're living with food insecurity, whether they're homeless. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with anybody, the stigma associated when people find out that you may have a circumstance. You get to be a human who's just enjoying a meal. And that's a big deal. We need to make sure that we do a better job of helping people, upsy daisy, helping them do better and be better. All right. So that's what's going on with Fosterpreneur, and also our partnership with Celebrate Us. It is such an amazing opportunity that we have to impact and be transformative in the lives of our students. And I am, again, big up to Erica Myers. I am so grateful, so grateful for the chance to participate in this program. It has been a joy, just an unadulterated joy. All right. I'm gonna give you all the opportunity to hear from Aisha.
Hi, my name is Aisha Innocent. My business name is Shell's Closet. I will be selling women's clothing, accessories, sandals, shoes, purses, you name it. As I expand, I want to sell men's clothing also eventually. I chose to start my business because I love fashion and I saw the need for some flavor in Ohio. And living in Florida, there were boutiques everywhere that I went. And when I got here, I was like, I know there's a mall, but is there any boutiques around? And I was just basically looking around, searching, and could not find a boutique. I found one which was near my job, and I would go there and shop and like ask questions, and that, triggered my, want to really go forward and open up my business. My customers will purchase from me just because I'm affordable and I have good quality merchandise. I'm purchasing from certain vendors and just different retailers for people to shop with me face to face or either online. The one key thing I learned from Fosterpreneur is my target customers is not always close to me. It's someone willing to go out their way to spend whatever type of money that they want with me, just because they like my merchandise, I'm affordable, and I'm easy access to them. I'm always around them. So it's not necessarily a coworker or a best friend. It can be anyone who likes my merchandise or loves what I wear or my accessories. The most impactful thing for me is that I always had someone by my side or someone to talk to about my business needs. Like Mr. William was always there, Miss Erica was always there for me, and whatever I needed to talk about or whatever questions I had, I could call them up at any time, literally, and they were there for me. So that's what really great for me, because during this pandemic, like, it was even things that weren't part of Fosterpreneur or part of my business, like I was able to speak to them about and talk to them about it. So that was one impactful thing that really helped me through this program. My business is located in Columbus, Ohio. I do not have a location yet, and I do not have an online website yet, but I am working on that. I do have an Instagram, and I'm also mobile, so I go to people, I drive to people, and if they want something, they see something on Instagram that they like, they call me or they write me, DM me, and I bring it to them. One of the key things for my success, for my business, is basically never giving up and always putting forth effort. Like, I just see my business booming. Like, I don't think about failure. I know that sometimes it happens, but I don't think about it. I just put myself in a predicament where I'm always positive about anything and everything. And I'm going to put my best effort so that my business is successful. And you guys can contact me anytime on Shell's Closet _ that's my Instagram, and then also my phone number, which is 614-446-8434. I do not have a website yet, but I am working on it, and it is in the works. I'm picking and choosing, trying to figure out which website engine is better for me and for my business. Thank you.
That is Aisha Innocent. Shell's Closet. It does my heart so wonderfully to watch them grow and develop and to succeed. To recognize their genius and their ability to change the world, and it is wonderful. It is wonderful to watch. Yeah. So I'm getting all emotional. Y'all know how I do. I ain't going to explain it to y'all. Y'all know how I do. I was getting a little misty and stuff. Sorry. No, it's honestly, if I'm gonna take a charge, I'll be a misty. This is okay. But this is what I'm talking about. The type of work that we can do in the community. This isn't rocket science. This is helping people. And one of the things I always have to give, as chair of the board, is not always fun, but one of the things I am sincerely grateful for Erica about is that she focuses on the mission more than she focuses on the money. Now, we're going to have to start focusing on the money a little bit, But because of that, our first goal is to help. Our first goal is to make sure that the students have what we need, that we build that. Then we go ask people for money, because if you don't build it first, you go for the money first, then it won't be yours. And you'll be a larger risk. So they'll want more of your organization or more of the program or more rights. No, she did it. I think she did it well. Not just because I'm involved, but I think she did it from the right perspective, from the right reasons. And I give her great props on this one. She's actually also managing the balance between mission and money. Hell, she just hit me with a text message about an hour ago. I was like, hey, where else can we go get some grant money? That type of leadership, that balance, that understanding, that focus on people first, that is a big deal. And I am grateful to be part of the organization. Something else I'm grateful for. Again, not great with the segues today. Darker Than Blue Grill. Darker Than Blue Grill is an amazing restaurant. Y'all know how my vocabulary is primarily peppered with amazing today. Darker Than Blue, they serve great food and they are engaged in the community. It's not just that they, are trying to get the money. They're also investing in our community, not just hiring staff, but doing things for nonprofit organizations and just really, really scaling up what the expectations that people have from Black-owned restaurants. So thank you very much to Darker Than Blue. They're located at 413 North Charles Street here in wonderful, beautiful Baltimore. I feel happy. I got a chance to share with you guys, my audience, my cyber friends out there in the world. I got an opportunity to share some things that are very important to me and that are very important to the lives of a lot of people. Hey, Michael, this one's for you. Make sure that you go ahead and this is how you can apply, or you can refer somebody to this email, this website address, www.fosterpreneur.org/apply now. We will be opening up a cohort in the fall. Not quite sure of the date yet, but just go ahead, put in your application, and when we get information, you'll be the first to get it. Michael, as you see scrolling at the bottom, how to be a guest on BlackUSA.news, cop that bit.ly, and if not, I put my number in here. I didn't type it right. I'm gonna make that work next time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I have had an amazing time with you guys today. And I am so looking forward, I tell you, to being Black tomorrow. Have a great one.